than I like to think, but it's easy when you're by my side. No point in calling, you just have to see the fundamentals of our life tonight. Cause I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like a movie, my love. Yeah, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quarantine, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. Killing time, we got nowhere to be. You're sending messages I can't ignore. I'm contemplating coming close to me. I'm bored at home, can't leave the house no more. But I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like I'm losing my love. Yeah, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quarantine, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. You, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quarantine, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart.
Good morning or afternoon. I hope everybody's doing real good. It's a cold, windy, rainy day here in North Kakalaki. And I thought I would come on and chat with you fine folks about the latest on the Guthrie case. Let's go over here and see what's going on. Hope you fine folks are doing good this morning. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Share my screen here and let's go over here and see what's going on. What you say?
I wanted the word cuppa as in cup of tea.
Let's go to full screen here and see what is happening. This is JLR Investigates, I believe, that I've got pulled up. Looks like he's got himself over here right in front. This looks like on the left where the police car is in the bushes. That's Nancy's house. So he's positioned perfectly right in front. So we'll take a listen here and see what's going on. Hold on a second. Let me see. Will this go around it? No, not really, does it? Does that one go around it? Yeah, that'll work. I've been working on that all night long, trying to get it just right. I guess that one's too big, isn't it? Because it really blocks your view, doesn't it? There's another good one. Guess we'll keep that one. How's this one work? That one's too big. Okay, so those are the same. Delete that one. Let's go back down to this one here. I think is the best one. We don't hear anything on his, so we're gonna go over here to let's see what this one says.
Inside the home of Nancy Guthrie. Continuous coverage. JLR Investigators. Be right back.
All right. Scheduled. Or scheduled to fly?
Probably 500 people assigned in this case right now. I don't think anybody in position of authority believes she's alive at this point. And no one wants to say it publicly. This is the problem, right?
They're afraid.
I want to watch JLR here, and I'm not hearing him.
Her sword.
Let's back this up to about right here.
She walked away. I think she had
Bada
a
bing,
senior
bada
moment.
boo.
Urinary tract infection, a little Alzheimer's, you know, I mean, a number of different things at 84 that affect older.
Still trying to look for the best position here of the camera. Okay, here we go.
I've been all over it. It goes, oh my God. Picture one of the cameras I was standing in front of me. Yes, yeah. I was out. You got something. The whole country. Then she sent me a clip. She sent me a clip. Service is bad.
Yeah, they've been doing that every day. It's like they do this like countdown thing of like the top 5 and 5, and they want everybody.
Mom got so excited. She always gets so excited when she sees me on TV. It's funny.
Yeah, I mean they're like number 2, and some other people will be
Grab a drink real quick. I'll be right back. So I want to talk to y'all about some details of it, and let me grab my soda.
We are still here, day 15. Put in the chat what state, what country you're signing in from.
But I did an interview with Channel 13. I saw you on 13. Your interview, you did good. So I said, I'm not gonna go tack them down. So they wanted, what do you think about what the sheriff's doing? I said, I'm not going there.
I mean, he has,
He screwed up. I mean, what can you say? He screwed up.
like he has a lot of hope, but hope doesn't solve investigation. Hope is good. I mean, sheriffs put out.
I tell you what, where he really messed up is when they got when he got here.
Okay, I'm getting all my stuff together here, so give me just 2 seconds.
That during they should have put it out. Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. What I missed? Sorry, I had to put something in the dishwasher real quick. So get clean. I got a pot of beans on for. I'm gonna have some fried chicken and a pot of beans today. Cornbread. It's rainy and chili beans and cornbread and fried chicken. Happy Sunday to everybody.
You know, because they know I'm out here with Nancy, but they send me messages to me on this person, that person, that person. Yeah.
Hey, Rapper, good to see you.
Whoever knows I put the rule out of it. I'm not going to drums out. You get the tricks up there. They're bailing out about 6 days.
I woke up this morning and already gave my commentary to my husband, so I have to try to remember what I said. What I read and watched was all the collection of DNA that they did. They are waiting for the results. And of course, when those results come in, that you're going to see a firestorm again. So I think that's what everyone is anticipating, because it takes 24 hours. And it's been almost 24 hours for those results to be back. So it's my assumption that that's what everyone is anticipating, is the results of those tests coming back from the lab on the DNA that they found inside the home. We're going to watch some coverage of it while there's nothing really happening right now. I'm going to go over here and we're going to watch a few things that, just so people know, and I'm going to back this up all
He grabbed like a hair.
all the way here, where he gives you a little rundown of what happened to him.
I know I have some type of overlay. Give me a minute. Pacemaker. Okay. So.
Nope, that's not it. Hold on. Well, if you want to update on Dolly, I think it's there from yesterday. He's live again, it looks like. Let's see what 857 Tucson is seeing. Is he watching JLR2? I think the world is watching JLR's footage. For real. he is the man with the plan on this case. It really helped his channel blow up. That's a lot of commercials. What is this? This is the scanner.
Alpha 201.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. Let's see. We will do CNN. Is this CNN?
Her home. There's still an ask to this community around Nancy's home within the 2-mile radius to look through their surveillance cameras. The last time we got some surveillance camera video was that doorbell camera video of the masked and armed man who tried to cover up that camera with some plants from Miss Guthrie's front yard. But they're asking for more video from the community here from January 1st to February 2nd. Anything that looks out of place, people, cars, traffic, they're desperate for this information. Now, our colleague Ed Lavandera sat down with the Pima County Sheriff yesterday and had a conversation with him about some of what they've uncovered. They had a discussion about that DNA. Take a listen.
We have DNA. So trust me, if we knew who it was, we'd be on it. But we do have some DNA, and we're continuing to work with the lab on that DNA analysis. Every single lead is looked at. So some of the leads could be, there's a white car, there's a white van, there's a white truck, there's all ring cameras. We go out, we get all the, and we see pieces and parts. So we're just chasing down leads. I've got 400 cops out there chasing down 30-some thousand leads.
And when they're chasing those leads, that's when we're seeing that flurry of activity like we saw just last night with the SWAT activity about 2 miles away from where we are right now. But I do want to talk about what this community is doing. They're rallying together, leaving yellow roses outside of Nancy Guthrie's home. That's a show of hope and support. A couple just came and left a white N that has those yellow flowers on that N. This is all centered around the desperation from this community, from Nancy's family, to bring her back home safely.
Lee Waldman, thank you. And former Boston Police Commissioner
I don't want to go to that one. Let's go back over here to. Am I still sharing? No.
I wanted to.
Breaking this afternoon in the search for Nancy Guthrie, the FBI says one of the gloves recovered appears to match the gloves of the suspect in the surveillance video, and the FBI has recovered DNA from it. Let's bring in retired NYPD Lieutenant Darren Porcher. Darren, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
So
what is your reaction to this breaking news on the search for Nancy Guthrie, and specifically the glove with DNA in it?
Well, Mike, this is not just a lead. This has the potential to be breaking news, because this is the crack in the case that we're looking for. How can we apply an identification as it relates to who we saw in the video to a DNA sample? And fortunately, this seems as if it's going to come to fruition, because we're going to run this and we're going to place this information into the CODIS database to see if this individual in fact has DNA in the CODIS database. The CODIS database has information for all individuals that are arrested in the 1990s up until now, and hopefully this will be what we need to garner us into the directional path of rescuing Nancy, as well as bringing the perpetrators to custody as in relation to this case.
There was a big SWAT team FBI raid late Friday night that got a lot of us excited. I was watching very closely, but it did not produce any arrests. Does that disappoint you?
Well, Mike, it is disappointing, but at the same token, we have to take in consideration there was a magistrate that signed off on this warrant. In order for a magistrate to sign off on a warrant, there needs to be probable cause. And oftentimes, the magistrates or the judges will demand information to support if probable cause exists as it relates to what law enforcement brings forth. So it's an unfortunate occurrence, but this also shows that the men and women in law enforcement are vigorously working towards gaining a lead to concluding this case with an apprehension and bringing Nancy back home. So I don't see it as an error. I see it as police doing what's necessary to bring Nancy back home.
2 weeks later, do you think Nancy Guthrie is in that close radius to her home, or do you fear she's far from Tucson at this point?
I think that she was pistol whipped.
Well, Mike, we're 60 miles away from the Mexican border, and that's oftentimes been a point of contention as it relates to the international line and her possibly being brought there. I'm optimistic, and I genuinely believe that this is a localized operation, and I think that she's in the local area. However, one of the things that's being done right now is, based on her pacemaker, we have now flown overhead devices to try to connect with the pacemaker to to see if we can find her in this localized area. So I'm hopeful that she's still in this area of Tucson and we can bring her back.
Let's go back to the breaking news of the moment, which is that glove that appears to match the glove that we've seen in the surveillance video of the suspect. How confident are you, or how excited are you about that development leading to our suspect?
I'm extremely excited and elated, and this shows the tenacity of law enforcement to move at breakneck speed to try to gain a clue as it relates to cracking this case. I genuinely believe that we're going to have a positive outcome as it relates to the analysis of this DNA, and this is a key component in getting us to that point. So going back to what you...
Okay, hang on a second. This goes along with that, just like the other part of that.
Retired FBI Supervisory Agent James Galliano. He's been covering the case for us on the ground, and he joins us live right outside of Nancy's home in Tucson. You heard Griff talk about the fact that the people who were detained yesterday, all of them were let go. What is the strategy, in your view, in your experience, which is deep, in questioning a suspect in this type of case and then letting them go? Talk to me about that.
Sure. So, Rachel, we saw this happen across the last couple of days. We had the one stop and the execution of the search warrant down in Rio Rico, which is about 60 miles south of our position here. A suspect was released after being car stopped, and then a search was conducted at the home. The home was eventually turned back over to the family. You know, people read into that. The same with 2 nights ago. We had some police activity, and 3 people were briefly detained, one from a vehicle. We know that a vehicle was impounded and is being gone over with a fine-tooth comb right now for any potential evidence that can be harvested from that. This is normal. In complex investigations, these types of things happen. And I want to put this in perspective. We have 30,000 active leads right now, 30,000. I want to say in the 9/11 case, you know, the case of the World Trade Center attacks and the Pentagon attacks, we had maybe 500,000, and in the New York office alone, maybe a couple of 100,000. So put that in perspective. 30,000 is a large amount of leads for one case like this. When these folks are stopped, there's a number of things that we can do. Now, again, if someone is in custody, right, a custodial interview requires the reading of Miranda rights. You have to tell them you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, we'll appoint one for you. And at any point in time, the suspect says they want an attorney, you have to stop the interview. The investigative detentions are different. You can talk to them because it is not considered quote-unquote custodial. And how does law enforcement do this? Well, there's been a big sea change in how we do interviews. In the old days, now I want you to think about NYPD Blue and Detective Sipowicz, you know, throwing the coffee cut down and yelling at the suspect. Those are aggressive and adversarial interviews. Today, it's a lot different. We use open-ended questions, things like, tell me about this, explain this, describe this, and then we watch for signs, how the suspects or the person of interest, verbal and nonverbal cues give us more information. But it's a much more, I wouldn't say cozy, but it's a much friendlier relationship when you're trying to elicit information from somebody, as the techniques have changed over the years.
Is that more effective?
You know, it's different. You know, Rachel, you're probably thinking good cop, bad cop, right? We've all watched Law and Order and seen how that works. And you bring the nice, easy cop in, and then the angry cop comes in, you go back and forth, and your hope is that the suspect decides to confide in the good cop because he doesn't want to deal with the bad cop. You know, those are kind of outdated. You know, we use open-ended questions, affirmations, summarizations. It's much more psychologically based today, and I think it's a little bit more effective than what we used to do in the old days.
Yeah. Detective Sipowicz, how about that? Maybe he could help out here. Let me change just a little.
Let's bring in Morgan Wright. He's the CEO and founder of the National Center for Open and Unsolved Cases. He is live outside of the Pima County Sheriff's Office in Tucson. Morgan, it's great to have you back on the program. You have such great insights, especially because this case seems unsolved. Can I just start from the very beginning here? Because I'm still very confused. This looks like a home invasion, at least on the face of it, gone wrong. Right. Many people think it is. But if it is a home invasion, why would someone go into a house, presumably to burglarize it, something go wrong, and then take the body with them? Yeah. Why would they not just leave the body there and get the heck out?
You know, that is one of the toughest questions to answer. You know, when you look at it, so, you know, I look at it from the eyes through a detective or say, behaviorally, what does it tell me? Well, the person is very comfortable being where they're at. What does comfort tell you? It's that they don't expect to be caught, that they maybe are familiar with the terrain, or they have a way that they have a way they know to escape the area, exfil from the area quickly. Now, what we don't know, and this is where the importance of the pacemaker is so vital. That's the best unbiased witness we have right now, which is at 2:10 when that pacemaker pinged. Did it show normal heartbeat like she normally has? Did it show she was in distress? Or did the telemetry show there was no heartbeat? And then that gives us an idea based on what happened in the timing. So, yeah, to your point, why would it happen? There's most people that when they commit property crimes, you'll see burglaries during the day. They do it because it's low risk for them. They don't want anybody home. We've seen high-profile athletes have their homes broken into. Why do they do that? Because they know they're at the Super Bowl or they know they're at a game. In this case, there's a confrontation. We don't know what started the confrontation. And this gets into why the sheriff said there was DNA found inside the house, but it was not blood. So that gets you to lead. Was there a confrontation where the mask was pulled off, the ski mask was pulled off and hair fell down, and that's the foreign DNA that we're looking at. So then you ask, why would they happen? There's one hypothesis is that once she pulled the mask off, she could see him, and he was scared that she would recognize him. And then maybe she was alive when they came out, and that's why they did it. Look, I don't want to get into conspiracy theories, but if you follow the facts and follow the blood trail, we know that the blood came out on the front porch down 2 steps, but the blood stopped at the end. So at some point, we know we're introducing a vehicle into it. Then a vehicle introduces a question: is there another person?
So you raise lots of really great questions there about what the pacemaker registered, and we don't know the answers to those, but we can be pretty confident that the police do have the answers to those questions, correct?
Yeah, and that gets back into the helicopter. Actually, when I was flying out here, a friend of mine who's uber smart, Dave Kennedy, you guys have had him on, his trusted sec. Him and I testified in Congress together on healthcare.gov. We were going back and forth. How would we do this? Now, I know that the sheriff's office used a helicopter. We wanted to use a drone, and so David had already created, he's got a prototype working, because you have what's called a high-gain amplification antenna on the bottom. A helicopter creates a lot of interference, sometimes electromagnetic interference, but that's why they're flying low to the ground. So the reason you fly low to the ground is that's low-power Bluetooth. But if we know, and I'm sure this is why they're doing it, with that pacemaker, it has what's called a MAC address, a machine addressable, but that's the unique identifier for it. It's broadcasting. And so if Dave's already written the software, you can narrow it down to where that's the only signal we're looking for.
Wow.
And so what you do is you use what's called an omnidirectional antenna to scan a big area. Oh, I have a ping over here, then a directional antenna vectors you in. So that's what they're doing. They're looking for the way that the pacemaker communicates with the iPhone. That's the signal they're looking for. And those pacemakers can go for 10, 12 years on that lithium battery.
Have you ever seen a case solved by doing this?
No, not yet. But what's interesting is that the medical industry does this all the time. They look, well, what's our line of sight? What's our communications? They want to know as they design these devices for safety and security, how far out can you go? Well, if I can see you, you can see me. Right. So
I mean, it's new technology.
Then that's what it's doing with that signal.
I love how you call the pacemaker the witness. It's true.
Yeah, it is true. And actually, you know, when you talk about you haven't seen a case solved yet with this, you know, Bluetooth sniffer, if you will, we have seen recent cases. We were pointing out that the Brian Koberger case took 47 days to get him. And in that case, it was the cell phone data that was crucial to the case. So our investigators obviously looking still into cell phone data, and can it be coupled with what they may be able to gain with Bluetooth?
As CIO,
onto the show because, of course, he has that expertise that you can only get when you've worked in law enforcement and particularly in the FBI for years. So joining us this morning live from the Valley is Lance Lysing. Thank you so much for lending your time and expertise a number of times throughout the last couple weeks on this.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's start with the biggest development in the last 48 hours, and that was that major SWAT operation on Friday night. Now, the Pima County Sheriff's Department is telling us that no arrests were made. I think a lot of people were hopeful something big would come of this. So far, that has not happened, at least publicly. How common are these types of operations in these investigations?
Yeah, they are pretty common with an investigation like this. So, of course, we're all hopeful. We want this to be resolved, and we want it to be resolved positively. However, in a case like this, when you, like in most cases, a search warrant is kind of the end of the case. It's the ultimate. So you see that happen right before, when arrests are made in conjunction with that, or even right before charges are filed. You see all that happen at the end. In cases where you have a victim outstanding that's in imminent danger, investigators are going after every tip that they've gotten. And when they have one that reaches that level of probable cause, they usually act more quickly than they would in a case where you're moving slowly. So that means you're going to do search warrants. You're going to have SWAT missions to execute those warrants. But you run the risk of hitting dry holes at times. You run the risks of not finding the evidence that your probable cause was leading you towards, because you're kind of on the edge, right? You're moving quickly, and because you want to find the victim, and rightfully so. It doesn't mean that this was a dry hole. This very likely could have been another step toward resolving this case, because there's just so much we don't know behind the scenes.
Yeah, how
take it for what it
How
is.
far was that from you?
We just heard the story on the gloves.
Yeah.
Remember, I went live at River Road at the Bat Bridge?
Yeah.
He lives a half mile away from the Bat Bridge on Campbell. He lives on Campbell.
Yeah, those are nice apartments, yeah.
No, it was not.
Well,
There's a lot of apartments there.
Oh,
It
was
wasn't necessarily nice, but it was gated. Like, as far as you can't even get into the complex without going in the gate.
Was there a code entry?
Yeah.
Because if they did, they could see people coming in. That code is...
Well, yeah, that too. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And that would be a good point, is should this neighborhood in the future get...
Or is he just not the person? But but the Fox News is reporting him. He was Pima County's person of interest.
Mm-hmm.
The sheriffs had him as a person of interest. That's out there in the media. So, why would they have this guy as a person of interest? One, he kind of does look like it.
Yep.
He kind of does look like the perp. The proximity of where he lives. I mean, he does.
Oh, I saw that photo and I was like,
do you think this guy kind of looks like him?
It does. I mean, the eyes.
Zach.
The eyes.
This is Zach. This is the guy at the Culvers in the Range Rover. He lives on Campbell. not going to say the address, but he lives in apartments on Campbell. The direction where the gloves were found on Campbell that now are being tested. So, why did Pima County sheriffs have this guy as a person of interest? And is he still a person of interest? They're just waiting for the see if there's a match or any type of forensic match on him. So, or is he just not involved whatsoever?
Well, this has a homeowners association.
Mm-hmm.
You would think after this event that they might put a guard box where you have to put your code to get in here, right? Because if they had that, nobody would have been able to get in here without being seen into the entire neighborhood. So.
And I have some new breaking news, folks. Dun, 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 dun. Breaking news. I'm staying in Tucson, Arizona through at least next week. There you go. Dun, 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 dun. Boots on the ground. Continuous coverage. We here through at least next week. We're not going anywhere, folks. We're not going anywhere. So everything is set on that aspect.
All right. Thank you, man. JLR doing it for the team. Taking one for the team. That's JLR Investigates.
We're here covering. Everyone wants to hear about the case, know about the case. Here we are. So at least we have eyes. Now the question is, when I went and took a Gatorade break for a second, spoke to a news reporter that's been out here for a while, and he suspects there's going to be possibly more detainments, but he's like, there's no way they're going to do it like they did it before with the SWAT and everything like that. He's just like, there's no way. It's too embarrassing at this point, if they do more detainments of just people bringing in.
You said they're watching that SWAT truck. So as soon as that
everyone's
moves,
watching the SWAT truck. So as soon as that SWAT truck moves, everyone's on it. We'll know something's going on.
You might not know the address.
You might not know the address until after the fact. Which, I think that's good in a sense.
Totally, yeah.
I think that's good. I think Brian Enton played that good because he got wind of where they were, but he did not reveal their location because it would have been look what we had when we were up in that one place. We had like 50 people out there, not just us, but 50 other people. Some were following us going there, whatever.
Yeah.
But imagine if you got wind of a SWAT before the SWAT happened and there was media out there just sitting out there waiting. I mean, that's crazy. So, aftermath, good. But I'd like to see a SWAT in action. I want to see the perp or potential perp be taken out in cuffs.
That guy was in tears as he was driving.
I'm sorry?
That guy was in tears as he was driving.
He was in tears?
Yeah, as he was passing Nancy's house.
OJ is taken care of. OJ is great right now. OJ has company. OJ is superb. I miss my little kitty. Well, my little kitty's going to get rewarded with Fancy Feast. People are asking about OJ. All right, so, folks. Still live at the scene here. So glove is being tested, huh?
And what else?
Possibly connected to the perp.
And they found some inside. Is that what I heard too? They have, or are you talking about the outside ones?
The ones on the road.
Yeah.
So they found multiple different gloves at multiple different locations, but have determined they belong to like media outlets and whatnot.
Okay.
But the gloves on the side of the road. Gloves found near Guthrie home appear to match the suspects. DNA results imminent. So this could be the next thing in the next day. The DNA results. Nancy Guthrie latest. Task force awaits forensic results as search enters third week. The search for Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of NBC Today host Savannah Guthrie, entered its third week. FBI says it received preliminary forensic results in the Guthrie case. A FBI spokesperson told Fox News Digital on Sunday that a glove with a DNA profile recovered in the Nancy Guthrie case is different from other gloves that have been found and appears to match the gloves of the suspect seen in the video, surveillance video. Investigators collected approximately 16 gloves in various areas near the house, the spokesperson said, noting that most of them were searchers' gloves and they discarded in various areas when they searched the vicinity. The one with the DNA profile recovered is different and appears to match the gloves of the suspect. Experts say the gloves that the suspect appears to be wearing in a doorbell video outside Nancy Guthrie's home looks like nitrile gloves that are pulled over another pair of gloves. The FBI spokesperson said the gloves found in the field near the side of the road about 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home were packaged up by the Pima County Sheriff's Department and sent overnight Thursday to a private lab in Florida, adding they arrived at the lab on Friday. The FBI received preliminary results on Saturday, according to the spokesperson, and are awaiting quality control and official confirmation before putting the unknown male profile into CODIS, the borough's national DNA database. The spokesperson said this process takes 24 hours from when the borough receives the DNA. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos told Fox News on Sunday that DNA results in the Nancy Guthrie case are still pending at the private lab in Florida and could take anywhere from 1 to 10 days, depending on the urgency we place on any one item. Well, there's urgency. The sheriff added that, as an example, a glove located 2 miles from the scene would get more attention than a glove found 10 miles away. Nano said that detectives prioritized certain submissions, but he did not elaborate on what those are or which results will come back first. So there you go. Hello.
Hi.
Nice to see you. How are you?
See you. Hope you got some rest, young man.
Hopefully you did too.
I did.
It was a late night, right?
Yes.
You were out there pretty much the entire night. Yeah. I saw you. You're out there.
You were supposed to be sleeping, young man. You were supposed to be sleeping.
I did yesterday.
When I'm not here, I'm watching you.
You want to come over and talk a minute? Share your channel. Share what's going on. Your name.
I appreciate that.
What's going on?
I'm out here. I have my umbrella.
Come on in.
Greetings. Thank you so much.
I forgot your name.
I'm Shantae.
Shantae.
But I'm Travel with Tay Tay.
Travel with Tay Tay.
I am, and the people that came over to my channel from JLR, thank you so much. I appreciate you being out here, even though you're not Tucsonan. He has been out here every day, and I'm grateful to have
You've
met
been out
you.
here regularly too. I see you with the
Since
umbrella
last
all the time,
Saturday.
walking and viewing. Okay, so you cover this case. What do you think? What's up? What are you
So
vibing here? What are you seeing? What are you?
Okay, so I am as confused as everyone else, right? I just got the news of what the sheriff said in regards to it could be years. Even if that is the case, that is not something that I feel should be put out. We're out here, we all feel a solemnness. We want Nancy back. We're trying to be optimistic even though we're on day 15. I'm hoping that the DNA that they did get, I was listening to you. I don't know the time frame of the DNA. I heard you say them putting it into CODIS in 24 hours. So I didn't know the time frame of that, but I thought SWAT was in regards to the DNA. So did KOLD News. I thought that, okay.
The DNA results came back, matched, go get the person.
Correct. Search warrant, I'm following you, SWAT. That's because that is normally what happens, right? So I'm confused as to the 3 people that were released, and I'm baffled. If it wasn't around town, professionals are saying that the Pima County Sheriff's Department said that it wasn't a forced entry. So if it wasn't forced entry, like we spoke about before, 99% of the time is someone that knew her, someone that was watching her. I don't know if that's actually true, that they said that there was footage that they were, watching her, that she was being watched for X amount of time. But I'm just sitting back waiting because it's like an emotional roller coaster. You think that we're going somewhere, it's like, okay, and it's like, okay, Okay, they're being questioned. Are they being slapped? I'm sorry. Are we being aggressive with I don't know. And then people are being released. So are they following false tips? Are they following the evidence? Right? I've been scammed. So out of 16,000,
You have?
I have been scammed out of
Scammed?
$16,000.
It's getting good. Hey, commercials.
Houses in the Gambia, West Africa. So I have sued people, sued corporations, myself in small claims, and hiring lawyers, right? So I understand the legal side of things. I do like true crime, but I like the legal side of things as well. We have to follow the evidence. Opinions really don't matter. In court, it's not what you know, is what you can prove. And who is the best person up there presenting that evidence, right? It's a show. Unfortunately, it's a show. Now, I'm following the evidence, and I hope that I know the FBI and both are. When I've spoken to the FBI in Tucson multiple times in regards to, and they have confirmed that what has happened to me was a classic Ponzi scheme and international wire fraud. They scammed at least 65 of us out of $142,000, right? And now they're in Africa and they won't come back. Why? Because the government probably will get them. But also the thing is I'm trying to give the Pima County Sheriff's Department and the FBI the benefit of the doubt, because there are a lot of wicked people out here. And a lot of crimes. There are a lot of crimes. When I called the FBI, they offered me, we're hiring. That's what they said. We are hiring. Now, unfortunately, I probably would have been using their resources to follow my case, but it's having me look at the police system, the court systems differently as an African American, because I was on the other side, and I did vote against the sheriff. I have been very clear about that. And that may have been my personal, because of what I've been through. We vote based on our own
experiences,
lives, right? Yeah, thank you. I couldn't get the word out. And how our life is. I've been here for 10 years, a decade. Are you 857?
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
I want to shake your hand.
Good to see
I got so many. Give me a fist bump. Thank you so much. I've been following you too.
Oh,
the
great.
scanner.
Yep.
I love Tucson. I'm from the East Coast. I'm from New York and lived in New Jersey. From Jersey, lived in New York. I lived up and down the East Coast. And Tucson is a beautiful place, but based on my experience, I did vote against the sheriff. I think that this case, we know that cases like this make or break, right? It make or break a campaign. And how this is being handled, everyone is watching. And I hope that the Pima County Sheriff's Department does work with the FBI, because it's not about a person. It's not about a media. Yes, everyone is chasing the story, but everyone wants to know what is going on. Where is Nancy? That's the end result. And I just hope that law enforcement, the media, we have been good. We've been working together. We have been showing the law enforcement that we can work together. And they should too, because the final result is bringing Nancy home. Thank you.
Well said.
Thank you.
Remind the viewers again where they can find your channel, because you're out here at different locations yourself.
Yes, I am Travel with Tay Tay, T-A-Y, Travel with Tay Tay. And I take you all, it's a lifestyle channel, and I do true crime podcasts on Fridays. So I have to follow this. I'm here. I live in this area. This is an affluent area. I am not affluent, but thank God I have the opportunity to live in this area. But Tucson is a beautiful place. Please do not allow this to stop you from visiting Tucson, okay? Because this is an isolated event. When things like this happen, this is not about, we're gonna die. That's not what this is about. Someone knows something. And I hope that whoever knows it will call 1-800-CALL-FBI. Don't hold this in, because we see so many cases where families are suffering because people don't know where their family member is. This is the desert. It's easy to drop someone anywhere and never see them again. We do not want that to happen, please. Even if the sheriff says it's going to take years, please, family, pray for her and stay positive. I'm wearing yellow as long as I can in honor of Nancy. Now, I don't want to be wearing yellow for the rest of my life or for years. So please just be positive. Prayers, set your candles, whatever you believe, positive affirmations that someone, that it will continue to eat them up, whoever knows what, and that they will say something. Travel with Tay Tay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
God
for your
bless you,
time.
brother.
Thank you. Be safe.
Take care.
Be
God-
safe.
Nice
Stay
meeting you.
hydrated. All right. So she's out here. She streams at different locations. So she might have the goods at some location. Go check her out on YouTube. All right.
I liked her. She knows what time of day it is, right?
She was wearing yellow.
Yeah, that is.
Yellow is becoming a thing around here. A lot of yellow all over the place. Yellow. See the yellow. Oh, somebody else coming to lay flowers, or just see.
Hey,
I made some overlays last night, but they don't fit my entire screen. I tried. I'm trying. They don't fit the entire screen, do they?
The other thing I haven't heard is, did Nancy open the door for somebody?
Yeah, I want to know that
Yeah,
too.
that's
'Cause
another
I think
question.
She was
Did
pistol
Nancy
whipped
open?
at the
Because if he
porch.
rang the doorbell, did she actually answer the door? Did she open? I mean, most people wouldn't if someone comes in, but how else? They haven't said how he got in or whoever got in.
Did somebody give you like a packet?
Yeah.
What was that? Let's analyze this. All right, 857 got a packet from some guy. What is this? Let's bring it over here. What do we got? Let's go in the shade. Let's go in the
He
shade.
said he has new cell phone technology.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's a packet that's. I mean, there's
Let me
at
see what
least
this is.
5 or 10 pages with a name. You want to go in the shade?
Yeah, go right here. I'll go right here. So my name is Jeff Reed of Traxcell Technology. Traxcell is proud to highlight the enduring legacy and wide-reaching benefits of technological breakthroughs developed by lead inventors. So, is this something he's saying that he could help track?
He said it's a new invention. He actually called this an invention.
Traxcell.
So maybe he's wanting to get this out to maybe help if it has some sort of technology with cell phones. I didn't even really read it yet.
So he's selling his services out here, or just I saw him with packets giving it out to everybody.
Yeah, he's just handing them out to media because he wants people to know about what he's doing here. So maybe
well, I mean, any little thing help. That's him.
Yeah,
let's bring him in. Let's bring him in, sir.
Mark,
you want to come over, share about your services? All right, come on in. You can come on the other side if you want.
You want to hold your package?
Yeah, come on over here.
This side?
Yeah, come on here.
Okay.
So, hello.
Hey, how's it
How
going?
are you doing? What's your name?
My name's Jeff Reed.
Hi, Jeff. All right. So, can you see Jeff? Can everyone
I
see
sure
Jeff?
can.
Jeff? All right, Jeff. What do you got? You're handing out? What's Traxcell?
Traxcell Technologies is basically the developer of the self-optimized network, which basically, you probably remember the Verizon ads that said, "Can you hear me now?" Mm-hmm. And they'd have these armies of people driving around in trucks and so forth, trying to manually tune the network. And that's why they're saying, "Can you hear me now?" Because they wanted to, road test the network to see if it was working well. Well, basically, what my invention and my co-inventor's invention does is it automatically self-tunes the network. It's the way that the system works today. And basically what they do is they can tune it from the office. They can use the signal coming in from the cell phone and basically tell if the send or receive strength is correct and adjust the network.
Let's see what else is happening in YouTube streets.
Wayfair's President's Day clearances.
Let's see, where is somebody else? There's a scanner. What else is happening in the world that maybe they don't want us to see? Let's go over here to this news.
And any details regarding the missing persons case of Nancy Guthrie. That search is entering week 3. We know that law enforcement also combing through several evidence that has been gathered. They have been gathering more potential evidence as the search does continue for the 84-year-old who is the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. Now, she was last seen at her Arizona home back on January 31st and was reported missing the following day. Authorities say her blood was found on the front porch and purported ransom notes were sent to news outlets, but 2 deadlines for paying those ransoms have since passed. Authorities have expressed concern about Nancy Guthrie's health because she needs vital daily medicine. Joining us now to talk about where this investigation stands and what police and sheriff's officers and really FBI agents are going to do going forward in this search is going to be Roberto Villaseñor. He is a former Tucson police chief. Roberto, good to see you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Of course. You have been following this case very closely. As someone who has worked in the area for several years and also has the mind of an investigator and someone who was a former police chief in Tucson, what sticks out to you most from this case?
Well, I think at this point, just the sheer volume of this case and the magnitude of the amount of work that investigators have to do on the ground is just, it's enormous. I've not seen anything like this before. What I heard is they have over 30,000 tips that they need to follow up on. Now, that doesn't mean that every tip is perfect or anything. You have some that are just absolutely, you could throw out, space aliens and stuff, but the majority of them are going to be things that you just have to follow through on. You can't ignore any tip because you don't know what's going to provide you with the information that you're going to need to get a break in the case. And so you try and work together with all your partners, both local and federal. I think you saw, in fact, you covered with the operation that occurred a couple nights ago. You saw many different agency vehicles there. You saw Oro Valley, Marana, Tucson was there, Pima County Sheriffs, and all the federal agencies as well. And luckily here in Tucson, we do have a great working relationship between all the local and federal agencies. And so it's good to see that they're still continuing that and they're working together to try and solve this case.
Let's talk a little bit about the sheer volume of tips that police have received. It's something that sticks out to you from this case as a whole. I mean, we're talking about tens of thousands of people calling in, trying to provide information, and as investigators are continuing this search, how do these individual departments handle that sheer volume of tips coming in from the public, and how are priorities shifted with each piece of information that they get?
You've hit on such an important part of this investigation because it is such an enormous triage operation to try and identify those that, there's going to be duplicate tips. There's going to be tips that really may key on information they already have and give more credence to those tips. And they try and identify those quickly, assign them to people to follow up on. In addition, they've been back out to the scene several times. That could be as a result of something that came in on a tip. They had the operation, which they said came about as a tip from the public. So the public's involvement in this is enormous, but it's also quite daunting to the investigators and people who are working the investigation on scene.
We're coming with a breaking news update on the Nancy Guthrie investigation. Last night, the sheriff's office and FBI conducted a court-authorized search, but ultimately made no arrests. The activity taking place at a location just about 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home. Remember, it's been nearly 2 weeks since police believe this man took Nancy Guthrie from her home in the middle of the night. Police are describing the suspect as a 5'9" to 5'10" male with an average build. They say the backpack he was wearing is a black 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker pack that is exclusively available at Walmart. I want to bring in Aaron McLaughlin, who is in Tucson for us. Aaron, what do we know about last night's law enforcement activity?
Well, Valerie, we understand that a court-authorized search took place in an upscale Tucson neighborhood about 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home this morning. The Pima County Sheriff telling NBC News that there were no arrests as a result of that search and no sign of Nancy Guthrie was found. It is worth noting that when searches like this take place, it is typical for law enforcement to detain anyone at a particular location. Although this morning the Pima County Sheriff's Department is declining to comment if anyone was detained as a result of that court-authorized search. Now, we have been speaking to the residents in the area. One resident telling us that it all started at around 8 p.m. last night, that there was a massive law enforcement presence that descended on this upscale neighborhood. 15 to 20 law enforcement vehicles, including a bomb squad truck, cordoned off large sections of that neighborhood, although we were just there moments ago and that neighborhood was completely clear of law enforcement.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news.
Restless partner keeping you awake?
I want y'all to hear something from Mick and Kelly. Can y'all hear me? I wish these were in alphabetical order. Can y'all still hear me? I want y'all to hear this. Where are her clips at? Shorts. Yes. Here we go. Can I hear it? Let's try it again.
Maureen noted that on the Chanel and Jenna show, I guess that's a show now. I think it's in my old time slot in the third hour of today. Everything's wonderful. We're all such happy friends and family. They decided to do a segment yesterday, Thursday, involving an actress who Chanel knows from some past. And they ran a clip of the two of them hugging. Okay, Chanel and this actress.
If you look for it, I've got a sneaky feeling you'll find that love actually is all around.
They decided to have a segment.
She's holding this older woman, she's hugging her. And that was the voice of Hugh Grant from the movie Love Actually. If you look for it, I've got a sneaky feeling that love actually is around. She's hugging Adrienne Balin Houghton's mom. And someone at the Today Show posts this. It's like the show Instagram. And they post this with the caption, "Nothing beats a mom hug." Chanel shares that Adrienne Balin Houghton's mom comforted her, Chanel, in the days after Chanel's husband's passing, which was a tragic event that happened, I think, earlier this year. They reunited in Studio 1A today. I'm sorry, but what news organization, what set of producers, what news anchor who is responsible for that account would allow "Nothing beats a mom hug" to go out on the Today Show social media the same day Savannah Guthrie posted this to her Instagram about her mom? It's video of Nancy Guthrie much younger. She looks absolutely beautiful. And her two daughters, Annie and Savannah, dressed alike. And it ends on a still shot of the whole family. Well, not the whole family. Their dad wasn't in it, but their mom and the three children. Savannah's note was, "Our lovely mom. We will never give up on her. She's suffering quite clearly. And this is what her colleagues do."
Now I'm wondering, did they want to push her out because she quit this morning? It was my understanding that she has quit the Today Show.
You'd think that when you're well known, right? Like Savannah's very well known, you'd get the red carpet treatment and you'd get better treatment than like the average person. I mean, I think that's what the average person thinks, that these celebrities get like the red carpet and like an level up. And there's no question that if this were, you know, some Jane Smith, 84-year-old woman, we would not have anywhere near this level of media coverage or law enforcement coverage, and not anywhere near. So there is some of that. But there's also the risk of like what happened to Kobe Bryant, where like that helicopter pilot flew when he had to know he shouldn't have because it was Kobe Bryant and he didn't want to tell him no. And he didn't just follow protocol because it was Kobe Bryant. And I've had some of this in my own life too, where you're like, it's actually not a gift for them to treat you in any special way whatsoever. I just want to be treated just like you would treat anybody else. And so like, if this sheriff is holding on to this case and not sending evidence where, you know, he could voice this off on the FBI and it could be their problem. That'd be great. But like, does he really want to take himself off of the Savannah Guthrie case and not be the one to bring Nancy home and possibly get all the glory? You know, I don't think he's yet at the phase where he's like, I'm going to get all the blame if I don't solve this.
These are very valid points. That's why I'm playing them for you, because I heard them this morning before I went live and I wanted to point them out to you. So not everyone is happy for you when you are, you know, fortunate and at the top of your game, especially family, right? Cancel. I'm going to show you this video where they said she decided to quit. The Today Show this morning. Was this, you know, to push her out?
Senior story producer Paula Froelich has closely tracked this case. Sources are telling her now that Savannah Guthrie may not return to the Today Show after her mom was apparently kidnapped. Of course, this has been an extremely traumatizing experience for Savannah and her siblings. Their mom just taken in the middle of the night, the ransom notes being sent demanding millions very publicly. And weeks later, still no word on where their mom could be tonight, even though the family assures the kidnappers that they will pay their demands. For more, we are now joined by Paula Froelich. Paula, appreciate you taking the time on a Saturday night. And I understand your sources are saying that Savannah just may not be returning to the Today Show after this. I think all of us can understand that. Savannah reportedly saying that she feels like her mom was targeted because of her, realizing that her husbands, her kids, her siblings could become targets as well. What more can you tell us about this report and overall how Savannah is doing now?
I'm going to play this.
I mean, Savannah's a mess, obviously. We've seen it. We all empathize. And, you know, as you said, people would get it if she needed a very long break. First of all, we don't even know where her mother is. We don't know if she's alive. We're all hoping she is. But life for Savannah is very different right now. And it's going to be different going forward. You know, she has to worry about not just her mother, she has to worry about her sister, her brother, her 2 children, and her husband, because this is the unimaginable horror of what she's looking at. And going forward, there will be security for everybody at all times, because this absolutely came out of the blue. And I think she's really concerned that it was because of her job. You know, there was that Today Show where they did the At Home With, and she took viewers to Tucson. She's introduced viewers to her mom before, and people with bad characters could easily look at something like that and say, oh, this is an elderly woman who lives alone. Okay, we're going to take advantage of that. And it's just, I don't think she can function right now very well.
Of course not. And we still don't know a motive here. Do you believe that there is more behind the scenes that the public does not know about why exactly Nancy could have been targeted and kidnapped here?
I think there's always more than the public knows, because, of course, the police and the FBI need to keep things very close to the vest. However, there are things, again, leading back to the At Home With, and people seeing this, and people also understand, you know, Savannah is very high profile, and her salary is in the millions. This has been printed before. So unfortunately, people say, oh yes, this is an easy mark.
Yeah, and tell me more about the At Home With segment and her inclusion, you know, for all of the viewers who watch the Today Show. Were there enough identifying characteristics there where someone would have been able to piece together where this home is, the address of it, information? As you say, there are opportunistic people out there.
Unfortunately, AI and Google are very good. Most people can find out the address of almost anyone in this day and age, unless the house is bought by an LLC or a private company, which most people don't do. So it's actually very easy. And looking at this video of her with the At Home, it's very easy to look at someone and say, okay, she's not going to be well guarded. I can find out where she lives and everything about her in, I don't know, 10 hot seconds.
I hear it.
It's terrifying.
It is terrifying. I really appreciate you coming on.
Okay, with that, that's my coverage today of the Nancy Guthrie case. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, and I'm going to go have my lunch and go watch JLR. I wanted to point out those key points and say hello. All right, then.
Bye-bye. Thanks now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bada bing, bada boom. Get over here. Get out of here.
Go, Monty, go, 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 go!
He's got green grass in front of him. He's at the 5. Touchdown!
Woo!
I don't wanna waste time. Well, remember tonight I found something here with you. Running by the roadside, wait up for me. I'd go anywhere that you do. Put it all out in the open. No, we don't have to control it. Put it all out in the open. If it's only for a moment, it's a lifetime of emotion. Put it all out in the open. Don't tell me it's time to go. Now that we made this far. can't decide, and the fear leaves me blind. You always will lead me through. If you need me at the wrong time, throw it all out by the wayside. There's nothing that I wouldn't